English shorthand 120 words per minute. Modern shorthand transcriptions, volume 6, passage number 119. Please get ready. Start. Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, what you are trying to do through the Finance Act is a pure amendment to the Companies Act. What has it got to do with the money bill? You should have brought it to the House. You should have initiated the amendment either in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha. The House would have sent it to the Standing Committee. The Standing Committee would have weighed the pros and cons of it, whether it is acceptable to the people of this country or not. And you surreptitiously, through the back door at the last minute, move an amendment, and on the morning of the 22nd, when the bill is to be taken up in the other house, people do not even know what the amendment is, and after they have finished their speeches, they realize that this is the amendment. So they cannot raise a voice there. They cannot raise a voice here because we have no voice. It is a finance bill, so we cannot object. Is this the way to function when you are talking about embracing transparency and accountability? Sir, I might say that free and fair elections are the essence of democracy, and if you allow this kind of funding to take place, what will happen to free and fair elections? So, sir, these are very, very serious issues which I want to place through you to the distinguished members of the House. I think this is a public issue, and all of us should actually go to the people at large and say how democracy is being diminished in this particular fashion. The other thing that this bill does is that it is amending section 13A of the Income Tax Act. Under section 13A of the Income Tax Act, any contribution beyond rupees 20,000 to any political party has to be disclosed, and now the contribution has been reduced to rupees 2,000. Now, what has that got to do with the money bill? It is a pure electoral reform. It should have come to this House or gone to the Lok Sabha for the Standing Committee to contemplate and discuss the pros and cons of such an electoral reform. But you do not want that discussion to take place in this House. You want to muffle the voice of this House. You do not want the states to have a say in the kind of electoral reform which will have far-reaching impact on the federal structure of this country and on the democratic process. The second point that I wish to raise relates to the unbridled power that has given to tax authorities. Sir, as you might know, under section 132(1) of the Income Tax Act, a search and seizure can take place after the income tax authorities give an order to the effect that he has reason to believe that certain documents are in the possession of the assessee which he is not likely to disclose, or that certain bullion or other undisclosed assets are in his possession which he is not likely to disclose. But the income tax officer under the old law had to give a reasoned order saying he has reason to believe that the assessee will not so disclose. But today it applies to charitable institutions also. So, if you are individuals who are fighting day in and day out You can go to their house, you can go to their places and start surveying. This is to instill fear in those charitable institutions that are fighting you politically. That is the intent of this provision. Where do citizens' rights go? Who will protect them? Sir, the most surprising thing is that these issues are never going to be debated, either in that house or in this house, because you bring these amendments in the morning of 22nd when the bill is going to be passed. Give a surprise to the members of that house. We cannot debate it because our debate will lead to nothing, because it is a finance bill. It will never be debated in any committee. You have foisted in the country a regime that destroys the very fabric of our democratic structure. In this budget speech, the finance minister had made a very passionate appeal, and in fact had told the people of this country that all of you are dishonest because you do not pay your taxes. You had said that out of 125 crore people of this country, only 3.17 crore people pay taxes. That is what you had said, but I have tried to do some calculations based on the demographics of this country and based on the 2011 census, and I will place certain figures before you, which I hope you will appreciate. I found that total number of households in this country are 24.7 crores, out of which the number of urban households are 7.9 crores and the number of rural households are 16.8 crores.